Police!
Hash, pot, weed, whatever the nickname, cannabis is the UK's most widely consumed illegal drug. And the police are cracking down hard.
Police!
A recent report estimates that 500,000 people grow cannabis in the UK. That's roughly one person on every street. So, could an illegal drug den be on your doorstep?
Now, if I tell you that the latest official figures say that 80% of all cannabis used in the UK is homegrown, the chances are someone on your street is growing it.
We're going to outline that and we escalate the tactic if it's locked.
Police are fighting back. In Sheffield, they've set up an operation to tackle cannabis growers.
This afternoon, we're going to be doing a warrant on a house that we suspect to be growing cannabis in the upstairs back bedroom. The information we've got would suggest about 12 large plants, 2 weeks away from being cropped, so probably at their optimum.
The police have information that there may be weapons in the property.
So if the door isn't open, we're straight in with the chainsaw.
Chainsaw is starting. Just wait for the dog.
Officers storm the building with backup from an aerial support team.
So that all happened so quickly, you can probably hear the helicopter coming in overhead, so that's going to keep its eye on what's going on the ground. I think I heard them say that someone is in the property.
I don't know you, Flower. What's your name? Sit back down there.
The chainsaws weren't needed to gain entry this time around. The unsuspecting inhabitants had left the front door unlocked. The police didn't find any cannabis being grown on this raid, but they did find crack cocaine with a street value of £7,000. However, with an estimated 500,000 people growing cannabis in the UK today, it's likely there is a farm not too far away from you. Growing drugs is never a victimless crime, something Zara found out the hard way when she rented out her house to a seemingly respectable young man.
Okay, down into the basement. Oh my goodness, Zara, I'm shocked. This is unbelievable. I mean, the first thing that's hitting me is the smell. Tons of pots here, and now as I'm backing into the basement, we're on a carpet of cannabis. When on earth did you discover all this?
Christmas Day.
Like hundreds of other homeowners, Zara's house had been turned into a drugs den where around 200 cannabis plants were cultivated.
So it certainly wasn't the Christmas you were expecting.
It is absolute shock. I couldn't believe it was dark and the smell, unbearable smell.
Every room in Zara's house has been destroyed by the criminals who grew illegal drugs. They cut holes in her ceilings and trashed the floor. They abandoned the property in a hurry after they were discovered, leaving such a mess that the clean-up is now costing a fortune.
It is going to be double figures when you've finished with the kitchen.
Absolutely, yeah. Just to get this clearing up, at least two grand, you know.
2 grand?
Yeah, 2 grand.
Zara's out of pocket, but the criminals could have made well over £70,000 from this illegal farm. Sadly, Zara is not alone. Last year, police raided thousands of suspected cannabis growers. With each plant having a street value of around £400, it's a lucrative crime, but one the police are determined to stamp out.
Kate, it seems like this is quite a significant problem. What did you make of it, experiencing it firsthand?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly is. It's definitely a growing problem. And the main thing that struck me was, I think a lot of people, when you say cannabis farms, imagine them growing cannabis in a shed at the back of the field, in the back of beyond. And that's not the case. It's actually happening on our high streets. It could be happening on your street, next door to you, round the corner from your mum. It really is a problem in suburbia now.
If you suspect it is happening next to you or across the street, I mean, what are the telltale signs?
Yeah, you need to look out for, I mean, it's simple things, like if there's a property down the road that has all the windows blacked out and you don't see much movement going on, you don't see people coming and going through the front door. Maybe it's a smell as well. I mean, that struck me going near the properties. There was definitely a smell of cannabis, or sometimes they even try and mask that with rotting meat. So quite obvious things to look out for, but don't be afraid to go to the police and mention it, because this is a big problem on your street, and the ripple effects for the whole of the community can be immense.
Yeah, absolutely. So be curious and keep your eyes
Yeah,
open.
exactly. Twitch those curtains.
All right, thanks very much, Kate.